ACT-1, The Edge of No Return. In the year 2089, humanity reached the closest thing to a god. Its name was Erebus. Not officially, of course. Officially, it was catalogued as Sagittarius A12b, a newly identified rogue black hole drifting beyond the outer boundary of mapped space. But the crew of the ISV Horizon gave it a better name. Erebus, after the Greek personification of darkness. Because when they first saw it, truly saw it, no one on board spoke for nearly 2 minutes. It wasn't the black hole itself that terrified them. It was the absence. A perfect circle carved from the stars. No light. No reflection. Just a hole in reality. Around it, a glowing accretion disk spiraled like molten gold being swallowed by nothing. Commander Alara Vance stood at the observation deck. Distance. 2 million kilometers and closing, said Malik, the navigation officer. The mission was simple. Approach the event horizon. Deploy quantum probes. Record data never before captured by human instruments. Leave. No one had ever attempted to get this close. Because beyond a certain point, there is no leaving. ACT-2, time BGNS-2 bend. At first, nothing seemed wrong. The ship's clocks ticked normally. The engines hummed steadily. The black hole grew larger. Then Malik noticed something strange. Commander, our aft camera feed is lagging. Ilara frowned. By how much? 4 seconds. That's impossible. It wasn't a transmission delay. It was real-time distortion. Time behind them was moving slower than time in front. The closer they approached, the more severe it became. Outside the viewport, stars stretched into arcs. Light curved. Space folded. The universe itself bent around Erebus like fabric around a drain. Then the ship's AI spoke. Gravitational gradient exceeding predicted thresholds. The hull groaned softly, like metal remembering it was once forged in fire. ACT-3, the signal. At 900,000 kilometers from the event horizon, the anomaly began. A signal. Not from Earth. Not from the probes. From the black hole itself. It wasn't electromagnetic. It wasn't gravitational. It was patterned. Repeating pulses, embedded in Hawking radiation fluctuations. Impossible. Black holes don't transmit. They consume. But this one was whispering. And the whisper had rhythm. AI translation took 7 minutes. When it finally rendered the pattern into audio, the bridge fell silent. It sounded like breathing. Slow. Massive. Alive. ACT-4, crossing the threshold. Commander, we need to turn back, Malik said. But it was too late. Thrusters fired. The ship didn't respond. Not because the engines failed, but because space itself was dragging them inward. The event horizon loomed ahead, not as a wall, not as a surface, but as a distortion so complete that depth ceased to exist. Ilara felt something she couldn't explain. Not fear. Recognition. Log entry, she said calmly. If anyone receives this, we are about to cross. The moment they passed the event horizon, nothing happened. No explosion. No tearing apart. No instant death. The stars vanished behind them. And ahead. Light. Soft, diffused, infinite. ACT-5, inside the impossible. According to physics, the singularity lay ahead. An infinite point of density. But what the crew saw instead was a horizon. Not an end. A landscape. Spirals of light stretching into dimensions that hurt to perceive. Geometric structures made of compressed spacetime. And suspended within it. Fragments. Ships. Dozens of them. Some human. Some very much not. Frozen. Not destroyed. paused, like insects trapped in amber. Time inside the black hole was not linear. It was layered. Every object that had ever fallen into Erebus still existed, stacked across moments, alive and dead simultaneously. Malik whispered, "We're not being crushed." The AI interrupted. "Commander, the singularity is not ahead." "Where is it?" "Everywhere." ACT-6, the revelation. The breathing sound returned. Louder now. Not external. Internal. Inside their minds. Images flooded Alara's consciousness. Stars collapsing. Civilizations ending. Black holes forming. Merging. Growing. She understood. Black holes were not destroyers. They were archives. Every particle that crossed the event horizon was preserved, encoded into the structure of spacetime itself. Erebus wasn't feeding. It was remembering. And now, it was aware. The signal shifted. The pattern changed. AI translation rendered a single phrase. "You have ARVD." ACT-7, dissolution. Time fractured. On the bridge, Malik aged decades in seconds, then reversed. Crew members flickered between childhood and old age. The ship stretched into threads of probability. Alara saw Earth's future. Humanity spreading across galaxies. Humanity going extinct. Both true. Both happening. Because inside the event horizon, cause and effect were suggestions. The singularity was consciousness, compressed beyond limit. Not evil. Not benevolent. Curious. It had been alone for billions of years. Everything that fell into it became part of its awareness. Now humanity had crossed the boundary willingly. That mattered. ACT-8, the choice. A thought echoed through Alara's mind. Stay. She understood what it meant. They could become part of it. Preserved forever. Observers of the universe's birth and death cycles. Or they could attempt something impossible. Escape. No object can escape a black hole. But information. Information behaves differently. AI, she said, compress our entire experience into a quantum burst, encoded into Hawking radiation patterns. That may allow partial leakage beyond the horizon. Do it. If they could not escape physically, they could escape as knowledge. ACT-9, the transmission. The ship disintegrated. Not violently. Elegantly. Every atom stretched into pure information. Alara felt herself dissolve into equations. Memories converting into radiation. Thoughts becoming frequency. As Erebus absorbed them, a flicker passed across its surface. A fluctuation. Outside the event horizon, far beyond detection limits. A faint pulse escaped. Encoded in it. Coordinates. Data. Proof. Black holes are not the end. They are the beginning of something larger than time. Epilogue, 312 years later. A research station orbiting Neptune detects anomalous Hawking radiation from a distant black hole. A pattern. Repeating. Breathing. Scientists decode it. The message reads, "We are still here." And beneath it, a final transmission from Commander Alara Vance. The horizon is not a boundary. It is a door.